There's an interesting cultural belief that is rather subtle but destructive if you believe it's true. What is it? Well, it's based on an ancient belief called dualism. Dualism argues that there are two equal and opposing realities, good and evil. These forces are in an eternal battle with one another. Now, you might think, well, that's true. The Bible teaches there's two opposing realities, the kingdom of God, the kingdom of Satan. Well, here's the difference. Dualism says they are equal in strength and have always existed. Well, the Bible tells us that God and Satan are not equals, and that Satan is a created being that came into existence at a time in the past when God created him. Therefore, there's not been an eternal struggle between God and the devil, and there will be an end to Satan and his kingdom. Revelation 20, verse 10 tells us the end of the story. It says, "And the devil who deceived them was thrown into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are also, and they will be tormented day and night forever and ever." Well, there will come a time when evil will end. But in the meantime, what are we to do with the evil that we see in this world and the effects of it on our own lives? Well, you need to first know and believe that God has already won the battle. That's why Jesus came. He broke into a world that was oppressed by sin and Satan, and he conquered it. Colossians 2:15 says, "And having disarmed the powers and authorities, he made a public spectacle of them, triumphing over them by the cross." Jesus is the King of God's kingdom, and he offers anyone who will trust their lives to his leadership to live free from the power of sin and Satan. Now, evil is still present in this world until Satan's final judgment, but it doesn't have power over those who are part of God's kingdom. Anyone who aligns with the kingdom of God and welcomes the rule and reign of Christ in their life is set free from the power of sin and Satan. And this is why we are warned not to think like the world or buy into false beliefs like dualism. This is why the Bible is good news. It not only tells us that good wins, but that goodness is found in a God who loves people, a God that is more powerful than Satan and evil, a God that has eternally existed and has no end, a God who is not just interested and concerned for our spiritual well-being, but also cares about our physical, emotional, and relational well-being. That's why Jesus came, to conquer sin and Satan and to show us what it looks like to be human, to be an image-bearer reflector of God and live free from the power of sin, even while we're still experiencing evil around us. Why does this matter? Well, if you think that God and Satan are equal, you'll live in fear and miss out on the freedom that's available to you now in this life. You'll also think that God only cares about spiritual things and miss out on his care for every part of you. So today, know that God is supreme over every power in heaven and on earth. He cares about every part of your life. We know how the story ends, and that brings us hope and help for each day. And that's courageous living.